Hello and welcome to another episode of Healing from the Mess with me, your host, Lizzie. It's been a while. It's summer, so you know I'm busy. I don't remember the last time I caught you up. I think it was Mother's Day. I think. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. Um, so as you know, I saw her on Mother's Day. And while I did end up blocking her the Thursday after that, but I ended up unblocking her shortly after that. I was waiting about a week after that because I had seen her husband and talked to him, and but on July 20th, I reblocked her, and I blocked her on Facebook. I blocked her on my phone. I deleted all of our messages on Facebook and in text. Um, I made it so she's dead to me. What is this? So, um, her husband sent a birthday card to my oldest. And she snuck a note. She snuck a little note on the bottom. Didn't sign it. Like, I don't know her handwriting. And I got mad for a minute. And then I went, she's still dead to you. She's still dead. It doesn't matter. She does what she does. My kids understand the best they can. It is what it is. I was supposed to see them, her and her husband, on I think it's supposed to be the 11th of July. I made sure that didn't happen. I did cancel it even a month beforehand, uh, just to make sure that I was safe and my kids were safe. I'm looking for journal entries. I'm sorry. I know, I know. Okay. I'll start on this one. So I did take a break from journaling. Not the greatest idea, but I did. One second, sorry. So I journaled on the 21st about how I blocked her. And then I journaled after the note. She didn't call. She didn't text because she's blocked. She didn't insert herself in when my son talked to her husband so he could wish him happy birthday. But she did write on the card. I stayed calm. My face rearranged itself. I scowled, rolled my eyes. I was disgusted. I refused to acknowledge her and her behavior. And here's the thing. She is dead to me. She is dead to me. Now, I have all this going on. Tomorrow, I don't know if I can do this without crying. I'm going to try. I've been an emotional wreck. The reality of it has really hit me. Because a month ago, my dad called and told me we're going to have a reunion at my grandma's cottage. And it's actually tomorrow. but it was like a month away. And I'm so excited. I'm like, okay, cool, we're gonna be at this place. Two of my other kids have never like stepped foot in this lake. It's part of my childhood. It's part of where I used to spend summers at with my grandmother and my aunt and my cousins. I haven't stepped foot on this property in 17 years. And for 17 years, I have convinced myself really well that's where my grandmother is. Now, she passed away 17 years ago. And for me, I found peace in that her soul is there. That's her happy place. That's where she is. I didn't realize that my brain had also made it seem like she was alive. Because now the thought of walking onto that property, walking into that building, I'm not going to see her. I'm not going to see her. I had a full-on breakdown once at night, just crying, because I realized that she's not going to be there. I'm going to walk in there and walk straight to the kitchen table. She's just not going to be there. And I don't know how to make peace with that. The last time I spent time with her there was June of 2007. And that was I wish it was more than what it was. Oh. Anyway, but all the memories, yesterday, all the memories came flooding back. And I couldn't escape them. I had to just let them come. I mean, I remember driving my husband and my kids there, and it hit me. You're driving down this road that your dad used to drive you on to go to a place where you saw your grandmother, and she's not going to be there. And I still know how to wrap my head around it. Because I have to go and I have to put on this happy face and be around these people and be excited to see them because I am. It's been 17 years. 15 years since I've seen them, but it's been many years and it's going to be great. The grief of it is still going to hit. I don't think they talk about it enough. Grief comes in waves. You learn how to live your life without them. But there are times when it will hit you, seemingly out of nowhere, and the reality that they're gone. I mean, the song by Cole Swindell, You Should Be Here, just keeps playing over and over and over in my head. Because she should be there. She should be there with her fishing hat on and mowing the grass in her bathing suit. She should be floating on a floaty in the water tied to the dock. She should be taking us for pontoon rides. She's gone. And that's so unfair. I spent my life bearing my grief for my aunt, for my grandparents, because I felt unworthy of grieving them. I felt like everyone else needed to grieve before I was allowed to. My dad lost his sister and his parents within 2 years of each other. My cousins lost their mom, their second mom, their grandparent. Who was I? It didn't matter how I felt. That's how I saw it. And honestly, in 2008, I was pregnant. My grandparents passed away. The boy I was going to marry showed up at my door with his new wife. I was in school. The only time I grieved was on the way to school and the way home. I cried. I would cry every morning on the drive. There were times where I'd get there early and sit in the car and cry for 20 minutes before I went inside. It was a lot, you know? I didn't have time. I gave birth, was a new mom to a new baby. It wasn't time. I had a set amount of time in my brain, and it wasn't enough. I think in a way it's when this song, Life is Beautiful, came out. I want to say by 6 a.m., but don't quote me on that. But they say, don't cry at my funeral. And I would think of my grandmother, because something she would say, and probably not in those terms. She didn't really like loud music like that, but it was like hearing from her from the other side, like, life is beautiful. Don't forget that, you know? And music has always been my outlet. Be able to listen to it. I would read to escape. I journal. I just got done reading the book, You're Not Crazy, It's Your Mother. Good book, by the way. That was the first book I've read about having a narcissistic mother that made me feel not guilty. Didn't make me feel like I had to forgive her. That if I choose to, I do it in my own time. Don't rush when you're ready. And it's about you. You're not forgiving her because what she did wasn't wrong. You're forgiving her for you. You're saying, I forgive you, almost to yourself. Like, I'm no longer going to let what you did affect me the same way. When I hear your name, it doesn't make me cringe. I think that book, if you haven't read it, and you're in this stage where you don't really know if your mom's a narcissist, or you wonder if she is, there's something wrong with your relationship, I would recommend this book. I'm gonna go get it. Hold on. It is a beautiful book. You're Not Crazy, It's Your Mother. Understanding and Healing for Daughters of Narcissistic Mothers by Danu Morrigan. Danu. A comforting guide to healing from strained mother-daughter relationships. Do you find yourself feeling emotionally bruised, upset, and confused after being in contact with your mother? If so, it is possible your mother has narcissistic personality disorder. You're not crazy, it's your mother. Explains what NPD, narcissistic personality disorder, is and what it means for you. This book will help you undertake a journey of recognition and recovery, of moving on, healing, and claiming your own self as the wonderful, vibrant woman you really are. I love this book. The validation, because I didn't have an ignoring mother, I had an engulfing one. My mother, to her, I was an extension of herself. She controlled every aspect of my life, and when she couldn't, she found a way to destroy it, and it was masked as love. And I'm still grappling with what that means. Because that, to me, is horrendous. See, I love my kids. I know they trust me because they talk to me about things. Things that I wouldn't even dream of talking to my mom about. And while sometimes it's hard to hear and listen to because I'm uncomfortable with it, I'm thankful that they feel safe enough to talk to me about it. Trying to explain everything I've been through with my mom. That's the hard part. In this book, she talks about writing it down. Write down your story because there's something therapeutic about writing it down. And just set a timer for 15 minutes and just write whatever. Even if you write for 15 minutes, which might not happen, but it could. I don't know what to write. That's okay. Some things are easier to write about because I know them so well. Other things are a bit harder. I'm still like before I had this breakdown about my grandmother being gone. But 20 minutes beforehand, I was remembering this book I had as a kid. And it was about visiting grandma and grandpa's house. And there's this part in it, and it's a picture book. Obviously, it's a kid's book. You know, it's like I think it's actually part of the Golden Books, but I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. I don't remember this book very well, but I remember this part where Grandpa goes to the closet with the child and pulls down this thing. Now, every time I would get to this part of the book, I would freak out. I remember feeling uncomfortable, queasy, scared. And I can't tell you why I felt that way. It took me a long time to be able to flip to the next page. I finally realized what he was getting out of the closet in this tissue or cloth was a harmonica. A harmonica. That's not threatening. So why did that scare me? Why did that make me feel uncomfortable? Why did that make me feel scared? And I think I need to write this down because I want to write it down until my brain kind of taps into this memory and can pull it out. And she also knows a lot about EFT, which is, hold on, let me find, emotional freedom technique, which involves tapping certain acupuncture on your face, hands, and chest and torso. Abdomen, maybe, so she said. Anyway, it helps release it helps release the certain emotions that come with certain memories. But anyway, I want to remember this one. I want to be able to tap into why I felt that way. Because it was only with the grandfather. And I I want to remember. I want to know why I felt scared. Why I felt uncomfortable. Because that's important to know. To me, it's very important to know. Is why I felt that when I would read this book that wasn't scary, but it made me feel a certain way. And I know I'm kind of all over the place. I'm trying to kind of stay on track here. If you couldn't tell, I'm trying. Um, but yeah, I fully recommend You're Not Crazy, It's Your Mother by Danu Morrigan, because it it does a lot of explaining in the first part about what NPD is, what your experience might have been. Um, it's very eye opening. Um, like I said, I wish I could share every memory, but it's hard because some memories are fleeting. And I think writing them down will help, and then I can come back here and I can share them with you, and we can explore it together. I probably won't have another episode out for a while because, like I said, it's summer and the kids are up my butt. Surprised they're still asleep, besides the middle child. You probably heard snippets of door opening. So he came out here like 5 times in a 6 minute period. But the other two are asleep, as far as I know. So anyway, I really appreciate you being here. I appreciate you listening and being patient with me. It means a lot. Um, and I hope you will join me next time on another episode of Healing from the Mess with me, your host, Lizzie.